Hello everyone, it's Izzy Busy, and I read 2 Colleen Hoover books, that way you don't have to. So, quick disclaimer, I usually read books that are not really on the internet or not really booming in the internet. And the reason I made this video is to actually come out of my shell and, because I feel like the ones that aren't talked about as much are always, the hidden gems. So that's why that's more of my thing. More of my that's more of my section. I'm more into the hidden gem section of books. And when it comes to hidden gems, the genre I'm into are more like mysteries or action, But today I decided that it was time to do a video because I read 2 Colleen Hoover books, that way you don't have to, as I already said in the beginning. Anyways, here are the books. I read Ugly Love, and it ends with us. I'm gonna do a quick summary of both books when I get to each one. Before I start, I want to say that there are going to be spoilers if you have not read the book, but the whole point of making this video is because you haven't, and I am going to just spoil it for you, that way you don't have to read it, because you probably aren't gonna after I do this review, so... Alright, so the first book I'm going to be talking about is Ugly Love. I don't know what to say. There's a lot of things that I could say about this book, and one of them are positive. One of those things are positive, and not many of those things are positive. This book was just as ugly as its name. Not to be rude or to throw shade or hate or to bash an author, because I'm not here to do that. But what I am here to do is inform people that Colleen Hoover is quite an author. So let's get into it, okay? Let me just explain. It's not exactly love at first sight for Tate Collins. Tate Collins being the main female character, the main female lead, the main female love interest. She's the one meetin' and ugly lovin'. When she meets the tormented and secretive Miles Archer, the male love interest, the male main character, the male ugly lover. Great. So basically, to sum this book up, enemies to lovers, they meet. Tate's some normal chick, he's some normal guy with a fucked up backstory, and, he lies to her, there's a lot of... that. I feel like the only thing keeping me drawn in to this story was Tate's effed up backstory, which was absolutely... it made me feel something, but it didn't make me feel enough. You know what I mean? It made me feel something. It didn't make me feel enough. And I don't even remember Tate's backstory, the girl. I don't even remember her backstory. That's how boring this book was. This is probably I would prefer to stare at paint drying on a wall. And that's mean, but she might deserve it, the author, because he isn't looking for love, and she doesn't have time for it, so that just leaves the unholy. Oh, see, this book is just unsensible, like most Colleen Hoover books, from what I've done my research on, and I feel like in all Colleen Hoover books, there's only just one thing that's actually interesting, and not even, borderline interesting. And then everything else is just boring and annoying and really, really cringe. I'm here to complain about her books. I'm never really gonna like her books. I think there's so much to be said. It's each thing is a backstory. Each other chapter is a backstory, but it starts off with Tate, and then it starts off with Miles's backstory. Not his point of view now, his point of view, Yeah, you know, there's a really endearing character in here, though. I'll give it that. His name is Cap. He used to be a pilot, I think, or he is a pilot. I'm too boring. Don't remember. Something about Tate's dad, I think, is also one of her backstories, I think. It's been 2 weeks since I saw him, but only 2 seconds since the last time I've thought about him. Like, how cringe can you get? Oh, wait. Oh, so she, like, moves in with her friend who's rooming with him, I think. Oh, no, wait. See, too boring. Can't remember. I rate this book a 0 out of 10.